And now she's going to be able to get in the double digits as well. That's her 10th point of the night. What does Washington State to respond? Valancic harried by Lichty. She's forced to give it up. Left side beyond the arc for Alcina. She gives it up. Pass to Malia Rude. Knocked away. Is knocked away by Whitaker. She gives it up to Turner. Turner guarded left guard right corner by Oziri. And they're going to go all the way around left side. That's going to end up with Denniscourt. She's going to pass it down to Whitaker. Her layup is good. And all of a sudden, a 5-point lead evaporates to nothing. We're going to have a timeout here. 7:01 on the clock. This game is tied at 61, and these two teams just cannot avoid each other, can they?
No, they can't. They finally get the ball down to Whitaker down low. She makes a basket to get to 12. But a tie ball game here coming down the stretch. These are what we like to see. These are what we like to call, Charlie. Here we go. 7:01.
Players on the court right now. Whitaker has 12. Benincourt has 10. Turner with 8. For the Bulldogs. As for the Cougs, Alcina with 5. Phillip with 16. Root with 8. Gatfield with 10. And Valancic with 6. 7 minutes left to play. Don't go anywhere. You might just miss the finish of the year. This is KUTR. Student Voice. It may be a cold night outside of Pullman, but you wouldn't know it here in BC Coliseum. Both offenses going red hot here in the fourth quarter. This game between the Washington State Cougars and the Gonzaga Bulldogs tied at 61 with 7:01 to go. Tie game despite the Zags are only shooting 42% from the field. Who's just been keeping them in this game?
Well, both teams were shooting it lights out from 3. 57% for Gonzaga, 56% for the Cougs. Gonzaga has done 10 more shot attempts than the Cougs tonight. That will be why they are still in the ball game. Despite shooting 42%. They've gotten a lot of looks up at the rim, a lot of offensive rebounds.
And that has kept them in the game. They are now under 7 minutes, bringing it up very slowly at Charlotte Abraham. She will hand it off to Tanja Valancic to go from the left side to the right side. One-on-one is Eleanor Avila. She gets the pass down low. Burns past Loafing, gets the shot, and gets the call. Washington State's bench loves that. The fans love that. Gonzaga's bench does not love that. That's going to be an and one and a bit of a questionable call. Did not look like there was much contact, but a chance for the Cougs to go up 3.
But once again, Charlie, the Cougs get another great look at the basket off of a cut, a pass and a cut. That's what they've been doing all night. and Gonzaga simply hasn't had the speed to keep up with these WSU guards.
Eleanor Villa cannot convert the three-point play, but she's up to 18 on the night. You remember what we said pregame? Cougars win when she scores 15 points. That's been true of their 4 wins. Maybe that's a premonition for them getting win number 5 tonight. Whitaker, her 3. She certainly does not want Washington State to win this game. Her 3 gives these Zags a 1-point lead, 64-63, 6:21 left to go. Brought up center court by Chatfield. She'll find Valancic. The 1-2 pair of those two tonight have been setting up opportunities for Washington State. They go back to Chatfield between the elbow and the Pac-12 logo. She then backs out beyond the arc. Villa working one-on-one again against Lothane. She fires it out. Corner 3, Abraham. She gets it right side. And the Cougars respond again. There have been no runs this game. It has been a back-and-forth battle. Washington State leads by 2, 66-64.
A great find there from Villa. Skip pass over to Abraham on the left wing, and that's who you want taking that shot at this moment in the ball game.
Whitaker working on Rue outside the arc. She passes it off to Turner. Chatfield careful not to foul. Ball knocked loose. Goes right to Benincourt. She will pass it off over to Allie Turner. And her 3. The Gonzaga Bulldogs have been making a good friend out of that right corner in this second half. That 3-pointer again shifts this lead. It's now 1 point for the Bulldogs, 67-66. Washington State looking for an answer. They found one all game. Villa will drive in against 3 defenders. A little bit too much power on that one, off the glass, off the front of the backboard, and out. Washington State's going to try to rush this one back on defense because here come the Bulldogs. Lothane's Hurricane is going to be thwarted. She will back off. Works her way again into that right corner. Is she going to go for a 3? No, she drives up. Her 2 from the elbow. Off the back of the iron, no good. Rebounded by Rude for the Cougs, but she immediately gives it right back up. She's going to have to get back on defense. Allie Turner is able to get her hand on that one. Her quick pass over to Hale. Hale's layup is good. 69-66, and the Spokane squad now up by 3.
Whitaker looked like she gave up on the play there, but somehow snuck behind Rude and was able to get her hand off that on that outlet pass. And that's a big turnover, Charlie. Changes the game from a 1-point game to a 3-point game. Now all the best they can do is tie here.
Absolutely. Chatfield tries to screen. Benincourt able to find her way over that one. And the shot from Chatfield. She goes out and she is fouled. Third foul of the quarter already against the Bulldogs. The game starts with this. If you let your opponent get to the bonus, you are going to be giving up some points. Even if you only go to the line once, they get 1 or 2 points off of that. It's big. They have to be careful. 2 for Cougars a little bit more room to work with.
This is going to turn into a game of possessions. Every possession from here on out is going to matter. It's going to count. Each team needs to be careful with the ball. Ball security is going to win this game in these last 4 minutes.
4:18 left on the clock. 3-point game. Keeps it at 3 as Chatfield's first shot goes wide right. She has 11 points on the night, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Looking to make it 12 points here, trying to close the gap down to 2 with time expiring in the game. She is able to get that 57-69. 2-point lead for the Bulldogs as they take over on offense. Turner will bring it up right side. Trying to find that right corner that's been her friend. She goes for a baseline jumper, right side, 16 feet, cannot get it. Benincourt shoots, cannot get it. She gets the rebound, gets another shot up. Too much contact there from Washington State, and that'll be a foul.
Bulldogs get the friendly bounce there. Betancourt in the right place at the right time, able to get that board. Chatfield fouls. And once again, Gonzaga at the free throw line with a chance to extend this lead.
And they're going to call this a foul on the ground. It'll be an inbounds pass. Whitaker fights her way through 3 defenders, gets the layup up, off the glass, off the iron, and in. 4-point lead, 71-67 for the Bulldogs. Now under 4 minutes, 3:50 to play. Villa fires that one back to Charlotte Abraham. She's going to drive all the way baseline from the half court to the basket. Passes it off. Villa, her shot off the mark, and the Bulldogs will take it the other way. They again work their way into that right corner underneath the paint. It's going to be an attempted layup right underneath the basket from Taylor Smith, and she will be fouled by Tanja Valancic. And we said you cannot get into the bonus at this point in the game. Washington State's 1 foul away from handing the Bulldogs a couple of free shots here, and this one will be at the line. Gonzaga Shooting 2, it will be Taylor Smith.
Cougs starting to let it slip away from them a little bit here. They need to score on this next possession.
First shot up and in. If you're Washington State, you consider calling a timeout here. If you're Eskridge, you might consider just give them a little bit of rest. You have to get points on this next possession. Like you said, you have to find whatever play in your playbook gets you points. That's what you're going to have to run, and it looks like they are going to call a timeout here. Maybe not. Big thing for the Bulldogs. Lauren Whitaker comes out. She'll take a breather. I imagine she's not going to be on the bench for long.
Doubtful. And you talk about timeouts. Etheridge has 3 left. You probably want to keep 2 for an end-of-game situation. Maybe hold on to that third one here next couple possessions.
Maybe you can get points on this possession. Perhaps not. You don't need to call a timeout. Shale is going to hit Abraham on that one, and she's going to make it worth her time as she hits a 3 from the top of the key. And the lead will again close up to 3. What have we said? Runs are not a thing in this game. No matter what, these two teams cannot avoid each other on this on the scoreboard. 3-point game. Taylor has it. She's going to try to work her way to where she got fouled last time. She's going to pass it off, knocked away by Zilla, but regained by Loafing in the corner. Her 3-pointer heavily contested by Abraham, and we're going to have a foul. That's going to go against Gonzaga, and it will be Cougar ball down 3 with 2:50 remaining.
Another huge shot from Charlotte Abraham. She's made some big ones down the stretch. If I'm the Cougs, I try to keep getting her the ball here.
70-73 your score. 2:45 remaining. You got to start doing the possession math if you're on the bench of either of these teams. Chatfield works her way beyond the free throw line, passes it back out to Cassandra Koritz, who just came into the game. She's being heavily defended by Smith, able to get it out to Abraham. She'll go under the basket, goes up for a layup, reverse layup. Right-hand layup, cannot get it to her. She's going to be fouled. Both teams now 4 fouls in the court. No fouls to give for either side. This one's going to come down to the wire. And what did we just say on the bell? Lauren Whitaker's not going to be on the bench long. She's now checking back in. 15 points for Charlotte Abraham. If you can make these, it might be the 2 biggest points in the game for her. Crowd goes absolutely silent here in the Coliseum as X on the first. Washington State's leading scorer now with 16. 2-point game, trying to close the gap to 1. Off the mark, rebounded by Whitaker. She'll pass it over to Allie Turner, who will bring it up the right side. Immediately back over to the middle for Hale. Back over to Turner. Now back left side over by the Pac-12 logo for Benningport. She's going to throw it over to Skip out of bounds. You cannot have that happen. That is a critical turnover, and this makes the ball back. 1 possession game, 73-71 with just 2 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in the game.
Yeah, Whitaker trying to throw that baseline pass. Had a good look in the corner, unfortunately. Well, not unfortunately, for Cougs fans here. Fortunately, that pass hits the baseline. Cougs get the ball back with a chance to tie or take the lead.
Charlotte Abraham with it in the middle, puts a great move behind the back pass. She gets knocked down out of bounds, and they're going to give the ball to Washington State. It looked like it hit off a couple players. It did look like it hit a white jersey last, and the refs agree. It is going to go out of bounds. Washington State will maintain possession. 11 seconds left on the clock. Not a ton of time, but you have some time to scheme something up. 1:54. A layup will tie this game, and I think that's really all they need. Lobbed over the head of Hale. They get it to Koritz. Koritz, top of the key. She hands it off to Villa. Villa gets hacked in the head, and there's not going to be a foul. Washington State's bench cannot believe it. Heavy contact, no foul call, but Gonzaga throws it out of bounds, and it's going to be Washington State ball. And Washington State will say, as they say in football, ball don't lie. And I think that actually does have to come from basketball.
Yeah, Charlie, that's a tough no call there. Arm comes down through the ball onto Villa, and that's got to be 2 free throws just about every time. Luckily, they got the ball back.
They get the ball back. 90 ticks left on the clock. 2-point game. Rude wide open. Her three just wide right. Hits the side of the backboard and the side of the rim. Loafing wide open. She's able to get past Rude, get past Court, drains the shot, and gets fouled. So that's going to be a bonus for Gonzaga, and they get the shot off. 4-point gap. 5 minutes. 1 minute and 17 seconds on the clock.
Loafing's made some good shots here tonight, but that one is by far the biggest. Extends the lead to 2 possessions with just a minute 17. Who's in a bit of trouble here?
He's up to 17 points. Cannot convert on the 3-point play. Here comes Washington State. Abraham will take it up left side. Just hit the top whiskers of the Cougar logo as she crosses over into Gonzaga territory. She's going to drive herself. She gets double teamed. Whitaker Koretz is going to be wide open. Her three hits the side of the backboard. Rebounded by Abraham. We're going to have a jump ball. And that possession now is pointing the Bulldogs' way. And I think we might have a foul. Yes, we do. Foul call against the Bulldogs. They got to figure out a plan here with them. Almost a minute exactly on the clock. 59-9 remaining on the clock. If you're Washington State, how do you plan this out? We do have a timeout called now. How do you plan this out? Do you go for a 3 to bring it to 1, or do you go for a 2 to get it to 2?
Well, I think we got a replay here. The refs made the finger point, the circle. Looks like we're going to the monitor. If it's Gonzaga ball, I think the Cougs play defense straight up here. You try to get a stop, but then you got to go down. You got to get a quick bucket. Obviously, a 3-pointer is great, but if they're not giving that to you, a quick 2 is also a great option. The goal is really to just get it to a 1-possession game. If you can do that with a little under 30 seconds left, then you start playing the foul game. Then you start trying to figure out who you're going to put on the line. If I'm the Cougs, I don't want to put Loafing on the line. I don't want to put Whitaker on the line. I'm probably looking to put Haley or Osorobo on the line. 2 people who we haven't seen shoot the ball a whole lot today. But yeah, if it is Gonzaga ball, Cougs need to buckle down on defense, try to get a quick basket on the other end. If it's Cougar ball, then you can afford to play with the clock a little bit. Got some time. You're just trying to get a good look off here.
Well, listen, it looks like the call on the court with a foul, which would put the Cougars in the bonus. This is going to be a huge call. The referees taking their time here. They have 2 of the 3 Zebras are looking at that one. We will see what comes of this, because this is huge. If Gonzaga has possession, they're going to be able to drain 30 seconds off the clock, and if that happens, you got to think you're Washington State. You got to start fouling.
Well, it looked like some conflicting calls from the ref. One ref had his fist up like it was a foul. The other one had jump ball. Interesting to see what the call on the floor is here, because that's really going to dictate what the decision is here.
I do think the moving on the floor was a foul against Gonzaga, which is why that there's that seismic foul against the Bulldogs that was not there before. A minute left to go. Do not go anywhere. 4-point game for all the marbles. We got a minute to go here. 75-71 your score. And there we go. Refs coming out of the huddle now. No, they're going to wave it back in. Let's see what the ruling here is.
Getting a third pair of eyes on whatever they're looking at.
They don't have a call yet. They're replacing the refs.
If you're right and the call is a foul, perhaps they're looking at a possible flagrant. That's the only thing I can think of.
I can't imagine it would be. There wasn't really that much contact. And given this game situation, if you're Washington State, you're ruling that no call against Illinois. She went up, she got chopped off. She got hit in the head and she went up for that one. There was no foul call. If you get possession, if you get points off it, this could be a 2-point game already. If Washington State gets possession, they would have an opportunity to tie this game off. Unfortunately for them not to be, but still, we have a minute. Only down 4. This game is nowhere near over. Refs finally come out of the huddle. So by the monitor, they're still huddled up. They are still discussing this one. Looking at the numbers tonight, Loafing and Whitaker are tied for the Bulldogs getting scores to 17. Then, of course, the other player that is leading at 10. Abraham is 16 years old, 16, Captain and 10 are your players in double digits for 2. and it will be Washington State basketball. They will inbound it though, which is a bit surprising. Washington State twice out this quarter. That should be a bonus.
And you know what, Charlie? What I'm guessing is what happened. I think they did go with the jump ball call. I think they were looking at the Gonzaga player possibly with their foot out of bounds on the baseline because the ball was very close.
That really well could be. The Cougars have been fantastic out of inbounds plays today. Let's see what they cook up here. Cami Esther's had some time here. What did she come up with? Abraham, corner three. Rims out. Could not get it to go, and they are going to foul. James Hale is going to be the one zoning the line and going to have another timeout.
I think Gonzaga got the timeout out before the foul. I think Gonzaga's going to inbound.
Close as this one, it's on the players, absolutely. This is really a chess match between these two coaches here tonight.
We've had some really close games here this year, and this Sydney is a 4-win team, 4-19 coming into this one, but they've lost a lot of close games. This is one of those where you'd love to see if they can fight it out and get one in the win column.
I would not be surprised if this game ends up getting overtime. And they did, in fact, get the timeout off this time. Referee stands the correct distance away. Loafing will inbound. Watch for a quick foul for Washington State if they can't get a turnover here. They cannot, and they are going to play defense against Gonzaga. Top of it, way out on the free-throw line is Turner. She throws it to Taylor Smith, who drops it. Turner gets it back. She goes up and she gets fouled. 77.
There can be no more than 8 seconds off the clock here before they get shot.
Play is converted. Turner gets it, and it looks like we're going to have another timeout called by the Cougs. That makes sense. You got to scheme something up to get your points here, and with that, we will be right back. You are listening to KUGR, the same voice of the Blues. Here comes Washington State. Chatfield inbounds to Villa. 34 seconds left on the clock. They have to get one off fast. Chatfield has it. She drives past the free throw line. She goes over it. Valancic, her three-pointer. Rings out. Shot clock is turned off. Gonzaga will be fouled, and you got to think that's going to do it.
Yeah, a little too much time off the clock there. Got to just look. She's made a couple tonight, but yeah, just couldn't get that one to fly. With a 7-point deficit, and Gonzaga with the ball, 25 seconds left. Clock is not too friend here.
Let's see what Washington State does here. Got to figure out getting out of foul. It doesn't matter who's on the field. Including your 5 best free throw shooters.
I'll tell you what, crazy things have happened. I've seen crazy come back to 4. See if things can pull off the impossible, but certainly not in a good situation.
Given what we've seen today, definitely surprised. 5 kicks remaining in this game. Got brought up by 7.
Cooks put Alcina on the floor, known for her defense.
Zags can be 10. give it to. And he will hand it off there to Bennington. 7 seconds left. We get it to Turner. That could have been an over and back, and that would have been dangerous. Instead, they're going to get for a foul. And that one, you got to imagine, about as close as
Chatfield Smith, she's done for the night. A pretty good performance from her. She saw the floor really well today. Getting a lot of nice passes.
Washington State today. You didn't see all that much about Alziri today.
Alziri, the youngest player in Division I basketball. Found that out just a couple of days ago.
There's now an 8-point Bulldog lead. That first free throw is up and in. Second one goes in as well with exactly 29 seconds left on the clock. And Wazoo will burn the final timeout. So 9 points the gap. In Massachusetts, there's pretty simple. Free threes, miss free throws. That's all you can hope for now.
Better hope you miss the free throws. Need a turnover in there. As soon as you get a turnover in there, that means yeah, if you put them on the line for 4 free throws, I highly doubt they're going to miss all 4.
They'll shoot 80% from the serving stretch. If you get 4, given those odds, then you might miss one of them.
Games kind of got away from the teams here towards the end. Couldn't get some shots here in the last couple minutes. Gonzaga was able to get some clutch time shots, get to the line.
Well, I'll tell you what, and I think that no call on Villa was the turning point. It seemed like once they didn't get that call, they didn't really get over it. They didn't play defense enough on that last possession. I think it got away from them. Villa to inbound. She finds Koritz, hands it right back to Villa. They go cross court left to right. Held by Haziri, 15 on the clock. Villa, her layup is good. She hits it, lead now down to 7, 9.6 kicks remaining, and we're going to get another final. I believe that's Gonzaga going to the final timeout. At that point, it's a use it or lose it may as well. We move up the court a little bit.
Both coaches getting their money's worth here. All the timeouts earned each team. Extending our call here tonight on KHGR. After this, Gonzaga and Oregon State top of the WSU matchup. Back down to California. We just got that heading back now.
And the Bulldogs and the Beavers had an absolute dogfight of a battle last time out, with the Beavers getting the win there. And it looks like the Zags really happened just to wind up the clock. We'll get one more here for him. Jennifer was fouled. First one rattles around and finds Mark. Lead for Gonzaga back up to 8. For the Zags, great game from them. Battled all the way down to the wire. They do get the win here. Cooge fought hard, ended up just not quite being enough, as we have a steal here that is converted to this throw back in the ground, cross the field, the ball with just under 2 seconds to go. Another time.
Yeah, we thought all the timeouts were gone, but no. Here we go. We got one more, and we have to use your flag.
Looking at some final numbers here. Still 2 seconds left on the clock, but we're taking a further look at the final numbers here. With 16, Zillow with 20, Rude with 8, Velocity 6 of the 5 players in 4 position at the moment. Betancourt with 10, Wigger with 18, she's leading scorer for Bulldogs, second leading scorer in the game behind Eleanor Villa. Hale has 8, and Logan has 17, 15 of which coming from beyond the arc.
Only 5 from Whitaker at halftime, so you can see the impact she made on the second half. 13 points, which brings her not only the leading scorer of the second half, but also leading scorer for that holdout in the game. Also with 8 rebounds. So you can see her impact player.
Did not shoot all that well, 44% from the field, but they did shoot a fantastic 8%. Washington State 52% from the field. Eleanor Avila will catch a inbound pass, and that will go in, and there'll be a foul with 0.2 seconds. Avila will get up to 22. Basically, showing she's going to make the score here tonight. And they will run down the final 0.2 seconds of this game. Our final score from BC Coliseum. Victorious Gonzaga Bulldogs 81 and the Washington State Cougars 75. They battled all the way to the wire and came up just short here.
Great game nonetheless. Enjoyable one. Currently, I enjoyed being here today. Thank you all for tuning in. Listening to our stream. We enjoyed being able to be on the call.
Now, as always, you've been listening to KGR, Student Voice of the Police, for Charlie Templeton and
Doumit.
we'll see you next